I saw a
Like,
euthanasia video the other day, and
ugh.
the guy like said goodbye to his family, and then he drank something in a cup, and he faded away in like 2 minutes and just went to sleep.
Damn, that sounds so depressing.
Yeah, I mean, I
think he
never
was in a
want to get to
tremendous
that
amount of
point.
pain.
Yeah, I never
Oh, I
want to get to
know.
that point,
Yeah.
obviously.
I mean, for his family, like
Oh.
watching someone you love just die like that, that would
Yeah.
be so sad. That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
think watching somebody die, period, is awful.
Mhm.
Would not know because I don't. Very lucky to not have gone through that gamut quite yet, but it's coming.
You've never seen someone die on the internet?
Oh, I've seen that, but it's different.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay.
not nobody that I've known or like really loved and cared about has died
Hmm.
in my adult life.
I thought
So-
you had avoided like bad internet videos.
Oh,
somehow.
I've seen the worst shit, man.
I was like, how?
I remember that. Yeah, I've seen the word. You know, two guys,
Yeah.
one hammer, all
Do you
that.
feel
Like,
you haven't seen it lately though? Like that, at least me.
because I've avoided.
Yeah,
that.
I don't seek
like,
it out.
Literally, when I watched it,
popular, can I
it
interrupt?
used- yes,
the beheading video. Maybe there was a guy in the New York Times. I
That
forget.
is
but,
exactly
they
which one I'm
literally cut
thinking
him
about.
with a big knife.
mm-hmm.
If
Gurgling.
that's still happening, it's not getting popular on the internet. I bet it's still happening. I bet
It
there
is.
are people. Yeah,
No,
but
no.
it's not going viral anymore.
There was a time early in the internet's life cycle where I think that like they were like, "Hey, we can look at this. Can you believe
Mhm.
that?" And we all saw it, and we were like, "I think there was a reason we weren't looking at that before."
This is upsetting, and I'm ruining
don't-
my soul.
And then there was like this very small group of people who like, "Yeah, we shouldn't look at that anymore, guys. Let's go over here where we don't look at it at all in private, like, right? All of us over here."
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely creepers on the internet, and then like places on the internet where you can go. I mean, there's a subreddit called "Watch People Die," right? No, that's "Watch
Yeah.
People Fucking Die," and it's funny.
Watch people fucking die.
Watch
is a
people
good one.
fucking die is hilarious.
Is there
but-
one where you're just watching people actually die?
Yes,
Yeah.
watch people die.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Watch people die is horrible. Watch people fucking die is hilarious.
It's just the way Kyle said it. He's like, "Oh no, they don't have one where you watch people die. It's called Watch People Fucking Die. It's a joke." Well, aside from the one called Watch People Die.
Yeah, I
I-
just feel
yeah,
like the
yeah.
internet's taste for viral death videos, it's gone.
I think a lot of people who came up in that like more Wild West of internet in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, like I remember seeing a ton of fucked up shit. And like now, if I even see like something that's like, oh, this gif of a fight, but this guy gets slammed on his head and cracks his skull up, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. That's gonna make me upset. I'm gonna be thinking of, like, it's almost like I thought like, oh, I could watch anything. I'm so tough and cool, like early 2000s, and then now it's like, no, there's no reason to put those images in my head.
Yeah. It's
I think-
I avoid it pretty much, but every now and then the guys will post some in there because like there's this fun. We like shooting videos. I will say that, like police shootings and stuff, like just active
Mhm.
shooter situations. Like when people are gunfighting in the street, we're all down to watch that. But I don't want to see like anybody be beheaded or tortured or any of that sick shit. But I mean, we do watch car crashes and motorcycle crashes and stuff that's like sort of adjacent.
Yeah.
I guess it's just not evil. It's the evil I'm avoiding.
Even fighting videos, like you'll watch videos of a street fight, and it is rare that they don't end with like some guy knocked out in fencing response, getting booted in the head by 5 different people. And it's like, oh, that guy, okay, we just watched to death.
Oh, I watched
That
a
was
good
a
one last
knockout on
night.
concrete, and now we watch somebody die.
So I watched one last night, and you know how these videos on the internet are. You have no backstory. Like who knows who the good guy and bad guy is sometimes. But there's this like 34-year-old chick who's like pretty hot, like refusing to leave an apartment. And she's like acting crazy and drunk. Like the things she's saying don't make much sense, but she's sort of like defensive and aggressive about them not making sense. And the man is recording and he's saying, "Leave, just leave," over and over, over and over, over and over. Finally, like out of nowhere, 4 girls who I guess belong in that apartment, their opening move was to shoot her in the face with a fire extinguisher. So now she's blind. And then all 4 of them jump her while this guy records, and they beat the crazy out of her. When they're done with her, he goes, "Just leave." She grabs her cell phone. Like one of them was on top of her, just ground and pounding her face, like maybe hit her 8 times in the face. Like, some girl fights, there's a lot of like this. These were like, it looked like Francis Ngannou was on this bitch. He was
good strikes.
They beat the crazy
Good
out of her
strike.
though. That was a good one. And then every now and then we find videos of people just exploding in industrial accidents. I'm not a fan of those. I hate the lathe videos whenever someone gets sucked into something.
I will not
Some of the
watch one of
worst.
those. There's that one you told me about years ago of some guy in like China getting sucked in.
Yeah.
No.
If it's instantaneous, it can kind of we'll watch those, I guess. Like I did see one where a guy was
not very strict standards.
You're not. I draw
If
very.
it's underneath 5 seconds, I'll watch you get torn apart. But
I
any
don't
more
watch
than that,
those unless I want to.
I draw a very fuzzy line when it comes to internet video. But we did see a guy blow up on a gas turbine the other day, and it was just so instantaneous that I almost like anyone like who dies a natural death should envy this man, because he was alive and then he wasn't. And
Yeah,
that
but
was
he
it.
thought he had like after work plans, or maybe
Even
that's
better.
the way
He
to
never
go.
had to sit there and be like, "This is how I go, like this. There's never going to be another summer for me." No, he's just like, "I'm going to have some drinks after." Poof.
Natural deaths are so brutal that people like they don't think about how rough natural deaths can be. They look at like, oh, this guy burned alive in this car. Yeah, for 35 seconds he did, and I get that it was awful, but it was 35 seconds. That was an intense fire. This guy with cancer slowly fading away, and the pain and the wailing in the bed, and it's so much worse. What Jesus Christ went through was a bad weekend. Jesus, everybody with cancer would trade their experience for Jesus's.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one.
When you got cancer, though, everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay. We love you so much. Let's take care of you." I don't know. They're just kind of beating the shit out of Jesus for a couple days, right?
Yeah, I don't know if
for a few days.
I just like you're just saying
the pain, the wailing.
You're just
what my mother-in-law went through was worse than Jesus.
I mean,
She is the one that sacrificed for your sins.
being crucified is horrific.
Yeah,
Like they did
pretty
that
awful
because Rome was like, hey, we invented roads and aqueducts and all this modern, political science. What can we put our minds to now? And it's like, look how much pain we can inflict with some nails and 2 sticks. Like, oh, we have scientists coming in. See, it doesn't look like he's in that much pain, but watch him struggle to lift himself up to fill his lungs with air. He can't. It's filled with fluid. That's why he's spitting up blood right now. Like, it was a horrible way to die. But you're right in that if I go into it like Jesus did, knowing you come out on the other end, it's just like, come on, like eye on the prize.
Yeah,
like
focus.
just get through to the other side of it. If you're one of those,
breathing.
if you're one of those thieves on the side of Jesus, you that's a way worse death. Because the one thief, he got to die thinking he was going to heaven. And if you believe the lore, he did go.
Well, no. If you believe the lore, then eventually he'll get to go whenever God comes back, right? He's still on the ground waiting.